There is a shift happening in the atmosphere right now, and if you are listening to this, it is not by accident. You have felt it, haven't you? You have felt a strange tension in the air, a heaviness that seems to be pressing down on your chest, followed by sudden moments of inexplicable peace. You have been walking through a season that feels like it has lasted a lifetime, a season of silence, a season of waiting, a season where it felt like your prayers were hitting a brass ceiling and bouncing back down to the earth. But I am here to tell you that the silence has been broken. The waiting room is being cleared. Today, specifically today, heaven made a decision about you. You need to understand the gravity of this moment. In the spiritual realm, decisions are not made lightly. Courts are convened, books are opened, your tears are measured, and your endurance is weighed on the scales of divine justice. You have been under a microscope. For months, perhaps even years, you have been in a refining fire so intense that you wondered if you would survive it. You looked around at others, people who seem to live so carelessly, people who compromise their integrity, people who don't have the calling that you have, and you watched them prosper. You watched them move forward while you felt stuck in the mud, spinning your wheels, isolated and misunderstood. It felt like punishment. It felt like abandonment. But it was neither. It was preparation. And today the preparation phase has officially shifted into the promotion phase. The verdict is in. The gavel has come down. And the decision that heaven has made about you is one of total, complete, and supernatural vindication. But before we step into the light of this decision, we must acknowledge the darkness you have just walked through, because it is in understanding the shadow that you realize the power of the light. You have always been different. You know this. Since you were a child, you felt like a stranger in your own family, an alien in your own circle of friends. You have been the black sheep, the scapegoat, the one who feels everything too deeply, the one who sees things others ignore. This difference is not a curse, it is the mark of the chosen. Being chosen is not a badge of honor that you wear to a party. It is a burden you carry up the mountain. It means you couldn't do what everyone else did. When they lied, they got away with it. When you lied, you got caught instantly. When they cut corners, they succeeded. When you cut corners, things fell apart. You have often asked, why? Why is the standard so high for me? The answer is simple yet terrifying. Because your destination is higher than theirs. You are being built for something that requires a foundation of solid rock, while they are building shacks on the sand. The decision heaven made today addresses this specific struggle. The decision is that your character has finally caught up to your calling. You see, many people are called, but few are chosen. Why? Because few survive the crushing. Olive oil is only produced when the olive is crushed. Wine is only produced when the grape is trampled. You have been crushed. You have been trampled. You have been pressed on every side. And you thought it was intended to kill you. But the enemy of your soul overplayed his hand. He thought the pressure would break you, but instead, the pressure turned you into a diamond. And this is where things get interesting. This is where the plot twists. There has been a blockage in your life, a specific door that simply would not open. You banged on it, you cried in front of it, you tried to pick the lock, you tried to be nice to the gatekeepers. Nothing worked. You started to believe that this door was permanently sealed, that maybe you weren't meant to have that career, that relationship, that restoration, or that financial breakthrough. But the decision made today changes the physics of your reality. Heaven has decided that the delay is no longer necessary. The delay was protection. If that door had opened 3 years ago, or even 3 months ago, you would have walked into a trap. You would have been consumed by a situation you weren't ready to handle, or attached to people who were assigned to destroy your destiny. The no you heard was actually a not yet, and today the not yet has turned into a now. But you must be careful. As this shift happens, as this decision manifests in the natural realm, you are going to see people acting strangely around you. This is a sign you cannot ignore. When heaven marks you for elevation, the atmosphere around you changes, and demons in other people get agitated. You might find that close friends suddenly become distant or irritable. You might find that people start accusing you of things you didn't do. Do not get distracted by this. This is the turbulence that happens when a rocket breaks through the atmosphere. It is simply confirmation that you are rising. Think about the story of Joseph. He was chosen, he had a dream, and what was his reward? Betrayal by his brothers, the pit, slavery, prison, years of being forgotten. If you had interviewed Joseph in the prison cell, he would have told you that God had forgotten him. He would have told you that the dream was a lie, but on a specific day, a day that started just like any other day, heaven made a decision. Pharaoh had a dream. Joseph was called. And in a span of 24 hours, he went from a prisoner in a dungeon to the ruler of the known world. That is the kind of acceleration we are talking about here. The decision made today is a decision for acceleration. You are about to recover time. There is a concept called restoration of the years. You have grieved over lost time. You have looked in the mirror and worried that you missed your window. You have seen the gray hairs or the empty bank account or the empty chair at the dinner table, and you have mourned the years that the locusts have eaten. But the decision from the throne room is a decision of restitution. When a thief is caught, he must pay back sevenfold. The enemy has been caught stealing your joy, your peace, and your progress. The verdict today is that you are owed back pay. This isn't just about material things, though that is part of it. This is about spiritual authority. You are going to speak and things will happen. You are going to walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift. You have been in training to become a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer just reflects the temperature of the room. A thermostat changes it. Because you endured the heat of the furnace, you now carry the fire. And here is the secret that very few people understand about this transition. This is the part that usually causes people to miss their moment, so listen closely. When the decision is made in heaven, it often looks like chaos on earth for a brief moment. Just before the breakthrough, all hell breaks loose. It's the storm before the calm. If you are experiencing a sudden spike in anxiety, or if unexpected bills just popped up, or if an old argument resurfaced yesterday, do not panic. Do not agree with the chaos. Stand still. This is the dust being kicked up because the king is moving your furniture. The spiritual realm is rearranging your reality to align with the new verdict. You are being moved from the background to the foreground. You have been the hidden one for so long. You have been the one supporting everyone else's dreams, praying for everyone else's healing, cheering for everyone else's success. You have been the invisible pillar that holds up the structure. But heaven has decided that your time in the shadows is over. The curtain is being pulled back. This brings fear, doesn't it? There is a comfort in the shadows. It's safe there. No one attacks you when you are invisible. But you were not created to be safe. You were created to be dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. The decision to elevate you is also a decision to expose you to new levels of warfare, but also new levels of glory. You are ready for this. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago. You are battle-hardened. You are wise. You have learned the hard way that you cannot trust everyone who smiles at you. You have learned that your validation comes from God alone, not from the applause of men. Because you have learned this lesson, you can now be trusted with power. Let's talk about the specific areas where this decision is going to manifest. First, in your discernment. You have often doubted your gut feelings. You felt something was off about a person or a situation, but you talked yourself out of it because you wanted to be nice. You wanted to see the best in people. That is a beautiful quality, but it has caused you much pain. The decision made today is the activation of sharp, undeniable discernment. You will know things you have no way of knowing. You will see the motives behind the masks. God is removing the scales from your eyes so that you will no longer be deceived by wolves in sheep's clothing. This is a protective decree. Second, in your resources. You have been operating in a just enough or not quite enough mentality. You have learned to survive on manna, daily provision that disappears by the evening. But the Israelites didn't stay in the wilderness forever. They moved into a land flowing with milk and honey. That transition required a mindset shift. You cannot manage abundance with a poverty mindset. Heaven has decided to release resources into your hands, not so you can hoard them, but because you are a conduit. God knows that if He gives you $1 million, you will use it to help thousands. He knows your heart. He knows you don't love money, you love what good you can do with it. Because your heart is pure in this area, the tap is being turned on. But there is a condition to this decision. Every legal verdict comes with terms of agreement. The condition is simple. You must let go of the past. You cannot walk into this new chapter while dragging the heavy luggage of the old one. You cannot embrace the new people God is sending you if you are still mentally arguing with the people who left you. You have to forgive them, not for their sake, but for yours. The decision heaven made today requires your hands to be open to receive, and you cannot receive if your fists are clenched in anger over what happened 10 years ago. Picture a courtroom. The judge has slammed the gavel. He has declared, innocent, restored, promoted. But you are standing there arguing with the prosecutor, bringing up old evidence against yourself, refusing to leave the dock. That is what you do when you dwell on your past mistakes. You are overruling God's verdict with your own guilt. Stop it. The decision has been made. It is final. The record of your wrongs has been expunged. This touches on something deeper, your identity. For a long time you have identified with your struggle. You have been the survivor. You have been the one who suffers. It has become part of who you are. Who are you without the battle? Who are you without the crisis? You are about to find out. You are entering a season of rest. Can you handle peace? Can you handle waking up in the morning without a knot in your stomach? It takes practice to live in peace when you are addicted to cortisol and stress. Heaven has decided that you are a victor, not a victim. You need to start dressing like it. You need to start talking like it. Stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop agreeing with the diagnosis, the bank balance, and the negative opinions of others. Your words are the pen with which you sign the agreement of this new decision. If heaven says you are healed, but you say, I am sick, you are nullifying the verdict in your own life. Align your speech with the decision. Think about the people who walked away from you. This is painful, I know. There were people you thought would be there forever. Their departure left a hole in your chest, but I want you to see this from a higher perspective today. Heaven removed them because they could not go where you are going. Their lung capacity could not handle the altitude of your next level. If they had stayed, they would have become an anchor, dragging you down or drowning you. Their rejection was actually God's redirection. The decision to remove them was an act of mercy. And now look at who is coming. There is a new tribe gathering around you. You haven't met them all yet, but you will. These are people who speak your language, people who don't need you to explain yourself, people who celebrate you, not just tolerate you. This is part of the package that was released today. Divine connections. You might be asking, what do I do now? If this decision has been made, what is my role? Your role is active surrender. It sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? How can you be active and surrendered? It means you keep moving, you keep working, you keep praying, but you stop striving. You stop trying to force doors open. You stop manipulating outcomes. You walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the game is fixed in their favor. Imagine a specialized soldier, a warrior who has been in the trenches for months, covered in mud, exhausted, running on adrenaline. Suddenly the radio crackles. Command says, "The war is over. We have won. A helicopter is coming to pick you up." That soldier still has to walk to the extraction point. He still has to keep his gear on, but his internal state has changed completely. The fear is gone. The desperation is gone. He is walking differently now. He is walking towards home. That is you. You are walking towards home. The war for your destiny has been won in the heavenlies. The manifestation is simply a matter of time. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Seriously, breathe in, hold it, and let it out. Feel that? That is the breath of life. That is the Spirit of God inside you. You are still here. After everything that was sent to destroy you, you are still standing. That alone is proof that you are chosen. If you were ordinary, you would have broken a long time ago. If you were not a threat to the darkness, it wouldn't have fought you so hard. The intensity of the battle is always an indicator of the magnitude of the victory. And this victory is not just for you. This is the part that gives your pain purpose. The decision heaven made about you is a generational decision. You are a cycle breaker. You are the one who stops the alcoholism, the poverty, the abuse, the divorce, the depression that has run through your bloodline for centuries. It stops with you. The buck stops here. Heaven looked at your family line, saw all the trauma and the dysfunction, and then looked at you and said, this is the one who will turn the tide. That is a heavy mantle to wear, but you have the shoulders for it. You have been built for this. As you go about your day today and in the coming week, I want you to look for the suddenlies. In the Bible, God often moves suddenly. Suddenly there was a sound from heaven. Suddenly the prison doors flew open. The decision has been made, and the execution of that decision will be swift. You may wake up tomorrow with an idea that is worth millions. You may get a phone call from a number you don't recognize that changes your career. You may bump into someone at the grocery store who becomes your future spouse. Coincidence? No. There are no coincidences in the life of a chosen one. It is orchestration. But remember the warning: stay humble. The quickest way to lose the blessing is to think you created it. When the elevation comes, and it is coming, remember the pit. Remember the prison. Remember the days when you had nothing but tears. Let that memory keep you grounded. Treat people with kindness. Be the person you needed when you were struggling. If you do this, if you maintain a posture of humility and gratitude, there is no limit to how high God will take you. The decision is sealed. The angels have been dispatched. The resources have been unlocked. The enemies have been silenced. You are not crazy. You are not forgotten. You are just early. You saw the future before it happened, and that is why you felt out of place in the present. But the present is catching up to your vision. So lift your head, dry your eyes, square your shoulders. You are a child of the Most High God. You are royalty walking in human skin. Today, everything changed. Do you receive that? Do you believe that? If you feel this in your spirit, if this resonates with the deep knowing inside of you, then you know this message was a divine appointment. It found you. Walk in this truth. Let it soak into your bones. The wilderness is behind you. The promised land is in front of you. And the King has just invited you to take your seat at the table. This is your time. This is your turn. You have waited. You have watched. You have wondered. And now, you will witness. The decision has been made, and it is in your favor. Stay expecting, stay faithful. The best is not just coming, it is here.